What's going on, guys? Welcome to this episode of the Caldwell Painting Podcast. And strangely enough, this is take two because somebody can't hit the record button. That's somebody being me. So here it is. Let's go.
Let's do it.
Today we're talking about painting, different types of paint, all that fun stuff. Because the last version of this video and podcast created a little tension.
A little bit. A lot of differing opinions out there.
It was exciting.
It was fun.
It was exciting. So without further ado, let's get this show started. All right, guys, welcome to this episode. I'm Bart.
I'm Chad.
And we're doing another video together.
Yeah, the last one was really fun, so I figured we'd get back together.
It was, and I've been in Memphis lately, and so might as well do a video together and, keep it going and then jump in here and, maybe talk about Sherwin-Williams duration a little bit. If you've seen the other video, that'll make a little more sense to you. If
you haven't, go watch it.
Yeah, go check it out. If you're a Sherwin-Williams fanboy, be warned, you might get triggered.
Maybe.
But I also, too, want to get rid of the misconception that we don't like Sherwin-Williams paint.
No, it has great applications. They have great products. It's just with any brand, anywhere, just from my experience, what I've seen.
Right. In our climates that we operate in.
Yes.
Yeah, and so on. So what we want to do today is talk about, like, the different lines of paint. Why is paint $20? Why is paint, $300?
A variety of reasons.
A variety of reasons, and we're going to discuss those today.
Yeah. Well, what do you say we start off? Let's start off with Sherwin-Williams.
Okay.
Kind of start off with their product line, starting down at ProMar.
Okay, great.
ProMar 200. What do you think about ProMar 200?
For the spot that paint is, designed for, marketed to, what it does, I love it for spraying down apartment complexes. Move outs, rental properties.
Yeah, not going to be a high quality finish.
No.
Not going to present color that well.
No.
But you're going to be repainting.
Yeah, we're selling it hard, aren't we?
Well, if you're going to repaint in a year, why would you spend $70 on a gallon of paint?
Right. Or you're moving out and you're going to leave your house for the next person.
Exactly. It's going to get the job done. It's going to look nice enough. You know, someone in an apartment's not going to complain about it.
Just don't throw a shoe at it.
Don't throw a shoe at it.
Yeah, don't throw muschetti. Don't throw spaghetti and meatballs at it.
Yeah, if you want to throw spaghetti and meatballs, get you a little something nicer, and we can talk about the ones that can handle spaghetti and meatballs. But yeah, overall, decent paint for what it's for.
Yeah, don't hate it. ProMar is designed to make the painter money.
Yes.
Yep, hands down.
And then kind of jumping up from there, we're going into what, Super Paint?
Yeah, the Sherwin-Williams Super Paint.
Yeah, great product.
Yeah, actually, we've been using Sherwin-Williams Super Paint for many years. I think at its price point, it starts acting like the wearability and stuff. It starts acting like a premium paint.
Yeah, and I think it's kind of that cult classic, right?
Yeah.
Like so many painters just use Super Paint.
Yep.
Because it's versatile. It's going to present color decently well.
Sherwin-Williams stocks it well, all the bases. And,
yep.
Yeah.
It's hard to go wrong with it.
Yeah, some of my qualms with Super Paint is how it finishes out. I think it can kind of start looking plasticky.
Yeah.
But it has to look plasticky to get that durability and wearability out of it.
Right. It's just like you buy a Ford, right? Like the plastic in a Ford's not going to be nearly as nice as, some of the other pieces you're going to see in a BMW or Mercedes line. But they're still nice vehicles.
And to be fair, it doesn't have to present plasticky, but for it to be scrubbable and durability, and at that price point, it's going to need to be a little plasticky.
Yeah, overall, pretty decent product for most applications, for most people.
Yeah.
But it's hard to go wrong with it. Jumping up from there, cashmere.
Cashmere, interior only.
Interior only.
Cashmere it's. And let's be fair. Cashmere is an expensive paint, and depending on what you're comparing it to, Sherwin-Williams Super Paint is an expensive paint.
True.
If you're comparing it to the really cheap Valspars and stuff, then yeah, it's a very expensive paint.
It can be. We're all working with a budget, and expensive is relative to different people and different price points. But yeah, overall, cashmere can be a little expensive, but it presents
color well.
It does.
But it's not deemed a scrubbable paint. To my knowledge, I don't think it is.
I wouldn't scrub it.
No, it is a wipeable paint.
Yes.
So paper towel and a little water and soap.
So you got kids, you got 4 dogs, probably not the paint for you.
Right.
But if, you don't have kids or your kids don't touch the walls, which I don't know any kids that don't.
Yep.
It's a really great product.
Yeah, if the kids are at college, they've already moved out, and you want to start stepping up into something nicer on your walls. Yeah, cashmere is a good product.
Yeah, really great product. It's pretty easy to work with.
Yep. So what's something around the same price point as cashmere that is for exterior?
Bart's just trying to get me in trouble here. So we'll talk about the one that caused, I think, some controversy.
Okay.
In the last video, which is Sherwin-Williams Duration.
Duration.
Interesting product.
Yep. Okay. That's a good way of putting it.
What I've seen is either painters love it.
Yep.
Or they hate it.
Yep.
There's not much in between with it.
Right.
And I kind of fall into the category where I don't like it.
I don't either. It's never been my go-to Sherwin-Williams exterior paint.
No.
What they claim for it, I don't see it doing. They had a line called Resilience that I thought was a much better.
Great product.
Much better product. And now it fell at Latitude. They came out with Latitude, and it's really a adjusted Resilience and kind of a combination of what was it?
Resilience and Latitude are the two.
Okay, yeah. So they just kind of combined the two, and I think that was I like Latitude. I think it's a great product.
It is.
I think it's, in my opinion, in our climate where we would use or hit that price point, I think Latitude's a better product over Duration.
I completely agree. Duration just, and this is just coming from the experience that we've had. And again, some painters might not see this.
Yeah.
But, the flashing that comes from Duration, it bonding on a molecular level, which in theory, I can see Sherwin-Williams being like, that's a great idea. If I was in that boardroom and somebody brought that up, I'd be like, yes.
Yeah.
But, when it gets a chip in it, when it gets a cut in it, it wants to peel off in one sheet.
Yep.
And
this is just coming from our experience.
Right.
When we'd put Resilience or what's now Latitude or Emerald, we'll talk about here in just a second. If you cut the paint and try and peel it away, no.
Not happening.
No, not happening. But what I've seen in Duration, and not just in one use case, properly primed surfaces, prep surfaces, when it gets that kink in its armor, you can really start scratching it off.
Yeah. Absolutely. If you're looking Sherwin-Williams exterior, we would suggest Latitude.
Latitude in that price point.
In that price point. But you got a little bit bigger budget.
Yep. Good for you.
Yes.
Good for you. You worked hard for it.
Sherwin-Williams, I say you go Emerald.
Yeah.
It's a great product.
No-brainer. Interior or exterior.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Presents color beautifully. Scrubability, washability. They even have the rain refresh that washes itself.
Yep. That's pretty cool.
On exteriors.
I need to start making my clothes out of that.
Right?
Yeah.
Save so much money on washing.
I'm patenting that, Sherwin-Williams. Don't you be stealing my ideas.
But yeah, it presents color. It's going to be durable. It is a little pricey.
Yep. Starts jumping up there until it's definitely well established in the premium paint line.
Yeah. But it's so versatile. Too.
The line's so great that they actually came out with a trim paint version, Emerald Urethane.
Yep, and it's beautiful.
Yeah, works great.
Takes
a little while to draw.
Yeah.
But levels out great, and as a painter, it makes you look good.
Oh yeah, and it can even be used on cabinets. It wouldn't be our first choice.
Or third,
but a lot of DIYers.
Yeah.
Use it on cabinets. And I think for a DIY application, it's a great cabinet paint.
Yeah, if you're wanting to paint your own cabinets, hands down, from Sherwin-Williams, Emerald Urethane. It levels out, but you're going to need multiple days if you're to flip those doors and start handling those doors. because it does take a long time to dry, but it's a urethane that does cure harder over time.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty interesting.
Yeah, those products you buy on Facebook Marketplace, you're trying to flip or just renovate for your house. I mean, Emerald urethane all day long. Really great product. So overall, I mean, I like Sherwin-Williams paints.
Yeah, there's an element to it. At Caldwell Painting, we're big high solid paint snobs.
Yes.
We like the solid content. The way a paint presents color is typically pretty important to us.
Right.
Emerald does fit that bill.
Mm-hmm.
It presents color much better than some of their other lines. But yeah, I'm not going to say necessarily I go to because we do use Sherwin-Williams paint. But let's start talking about some Benjamin Moore lines.
Yes. Benjamin Moore. Big misnomer about Benjamin Moore is it's all super expensive.
Right.
And that's just not the case.
It's not, especially when we talk about some other paints, it's going to make Ben Moore look like a bargain.
Really when you break it down, they're pretty comparable to Sherwin-Williams.
Yeah, each model has a line, for each Sherwin-Williams line or most of their lines, there's a comparable Ben Moore in price point product to it.
Yeah, so draw on that comparison. ProMar, what's going to be that equivalent?
Yep. Which I do like ProMar for sealants. When you got a tin of sealant, because look, you don't need a scrubbable ceiling.
No.
I mean, if you do, you got other issues.
Unless you're throwing around spaghetti and meatballs.
Yeah, maybe so. But then you're going to climb up on a ladder to clean up I highly doubt it.
Yeah.
Highly doubt it.
But so ProMar, what's going to be the equivalent in Benjamin Moore?
I mean, we could say UltraSpec. UltraSpec is from Ben Moore. It's going to be a little more expensive, but over ProMar. But as far as use cases from Ben Moore, UltraSpec's going to kind of be similar. May kind of be stepping on the toes of Super Paint a little bit, or maybe if not exactly, fully stomping on the foot of Super Paint. But yeah, UltraSpec. So if you want something that presents color a little bit better than ProMar, I would steer you towards UltraSpec. Both of those lines don't cover great though. So if you're going from a light wall to a dark wall, you're going to be 3 coats. You might as well start looking up in paint to get something that covers a little better, and you'll actually save money.
Yeah, 100%. But I mean, UltraSpec for what it's for.
Yeah.
Great paint.
Yeah. Commercial.
Commercial.
Flips.
Yeah. Yeah. If you're just looking to take it, just maybe that step up apartment, that little bit closer to a luxury apartment, UltraSpec might be that use case there.
Yeah, you're not going to get hardly any scrubbability out of it, but it's going to be better than some other really dirt cheap paints.
Right. And then stepping up from there, you go into the bin line, which relatively new.
Yeah,
it's not a super established line yet.
Yeah, but they start putting pretty labels on the bin line.
That is the fun thing about Benjamin Moore. They do have some really beautiful packaging,
right?
But yeah, the bin line, I really like it.
Yeah. I think it fits in the middle of the price point in residential paint. I think it fits nicely. Yeah. Presents color well. It's got a little more scrubbability for you. Nothing wrong with the bin paints.
I think
they're fine.
They are fine. I think, if you're looking at that super paint cashmere kind of realm and you want something that's going to present color pretty well but still have some washability, scrubbability, I think the bin line is really what you're looking for.
Yeah, check out Ben.
Yeah.
Check out Ben.
Great product.
And then jumping up, Regal Select Scuff X, they're different, but they're similarly priced.
Love both of them.
Yeah.
Love both of them. Regal Select is, if you're not sure, just go with Regal Select.
Yeah.
If all
interior, exterior,
we're talking about a lot here. There's a lot of use cases. It's not cheap.
No.
It's not crazy expensive.
Right.
But I mean, it presents color beautifully.
Yep.
It's very durable.
Yep.
And just overall, really no complaints.
No, not at all. And the other line, Scuff X, similar price point, but so if you're in higher traffic areas, I would present the idea of switching up to a Scuff X.
Yeah.
Like in schools or something. The difference between the two, in my opinion, I think Scuff X starts looking a little bit plasticky.
Yeah.
But that's part of its durability nature.
I mean, we have it in our office because apparently we can't help but bump into walls and hit things.
Yep.
But yeah, it's not going to finish out nearly as nice. But if you're looking for protection and you still, I mean, it presents color better than Ultra Spec.
Yeah, looking
or
for protection.
Promar.
It's a sidearm of, the painting industry.
Exactly. Really great product. Schools, hospitals, things like that. It can be very beneficial. You're not having to repaint nearly as quickly.
Right.
Which saves you a lot of money. Even though you're spending a little bit more on the product,
Yep.
you're saving money in the long run.
Yep. But I wouldn't recommend it for, painting apartment complexes, move out, stuff like that, because it's going to be a little pricey for that. And your last tenant probably destroyed your walls and, putting nail holes and stuff in it.
Yeah.
You're going to have to repaint anyway.
100%.
So, yeah, drop down to Promar, Ultra Spec, that category.
So now on to one of my personal favorites.
Okay, what you got?
Benjamin Moore Aura.
Ooh. Great paint.
Beautiful paint.
Yep.
High solid content.
Yep.
Which makes it present color just absolutely beautifully.
I would say before calling it a full-on high solid paint, I would let's call it a higher solid paint.
Higher solid.
So it's still
paint.
HS, just
for your big brand box store paints, it is going to be the highest.
I would agree with that.
And what's really cool about Aura, just to get super technical on you guys for a second.
Okay.
So every paint has a resin.
Yep.
And has a pigment, coloration. So all these other paints that we've talked about, your resin lays down and your pigment sits right on top of it.
Yep.
So as you wash it, as you scrub it, as weather hits it, it's actually hitting that pigment, which makes that color fade over time.
Yep.
Aura is going to take that pigment, it's going to embed it inside the resin. So now that pigment almost has a clear coat on top of it.
Yep.
And so your longevity is going to be a little bit better.
Yep.
Your durability is going to be a little bit better. So I can't think of anything wrong with Aura.
No, it's a great product. The biggest glaring problem with it is the price.
It is expensive.
But look what you're getting for it.
Right. I mean, it's a premium product.
Yeah.
But it presents like a premium product.
That's the biggest thing that a lot of people, you've been in this industry for a while now, and from a sales point, always explaining, what a paint feels like. Not necessarily to touch, but when you walk into a room or an exterior is finished, like, what does it feel like? And Aura's like the first point, in my opinion, that when it's on the wall, stuff starts feeling different.
Yeah, absolutely. It's that first paint that you walk in the room and it's just something's different.
Yeah.
Same furniture, same everything. It could even be the same color that your house has been the entire time. People are going to notice a difference.
Yeah, I agree.
And they won't be able to put their finger on it.
Yep.
But that's what it is.
But it's so scrubbable, they could if they wanted to.
They could. Kids, dogs, Aura's still going to be a great option for you.
Have at it.
You don't have to freak out and think it's going to get damaged really quickly. There are some paints that we're going to talk about in a minute that you do have to do that.
And that are more expensive.
Yeah. But have their use cases.
Yeah. Very true.
With that, do you want to go ahead and jump into our next one?
Let's go. Pharaoh and Ball.
Pharaoh and Ball.
Whew. Beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Beautiful paint. Nothing that I have found, well, maybe with the exception of like some Fine Paints Europe stuff, presents color like Pharaoh and Ball.
Yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous. And talking about feelings, it gives a warmth. It gives an inviting feel.
We're not really talking about feelings.
But it really does. When you walk into that room, it's just a sense of warmth. It's inviting.
Yeah.
And there's just something different about it. And what's different about it is it's a mineral paint and it is a high solid paint.
Right.
So it presents color just in a completely different way.
And the biggest thing, you can have people that are the best at color matching. And I hear it all the time. Oh, I can match Pharaoh and Ball. I can match Pharaoh and Ball. You can't.
No, you can't. Now, we've seen some people get pretty close as far as the color. But what Bart's talking about here is all of those molecules in there are so jagged that when it's almost like when you move, that paint slightly changes.
Yeah.
It's really cool because it's so deep.
Well, it's the difference between like a latex molecule. It's like this polished, perfectly round polymer. And then when you're using things like a crushed limestone base, it's all jagged.
Right.
So a latex polymer is round and wants to be one color. So when you tint it, it grabs one color and that's it. And then the next one may grab a different color, and that's how you make a color. Whereas with a mineral paint, it's those jagged molecules that crushed limestone can actually grab a few different ones, and it can refract light completely different than a round molecule. And that's the presentation of color that just blasts off into ridiculously luxurious gorgeousness.
It's incredible. Now, don't touch the colors.
Elephant in the room. We're not talking about a scrubbable paint.
No. You got kids, you got dogs. Probably not the paint for you.
Don't do it, or put it out of reach.
Yeah, maybe your office in the house that the kids don't go into, dogs don't go into, something like that, or you just have that one space. And we see this a lot because it is a very expensive paint.
Yeah.
So we see a lot of people choose that one statement room in the house that this is going to be the room.
Yeah.
And it's great for that usage.
Yeah, I think so too. All right, let's really start to blast off in price point. I know everybody watching's like, man, I thought that Bear Marquee stuff was expensive. Were we talking about 200 plus a gallon?
Fine Paints of Europe.
Fine Paints of Europe.
What a beautiful product.
Yeah, I tell you what, for the exterior, the Eurolux house paint, I'm doing a project with it right now.
Yeah.
And it looks like we smeared $100 bills all over the house. It is gorgeous.
100%. I mean, talk about some high solid, long lasting. So it was actually made to be a marine grade paint.
Right.
Which makes it so durable. I mean, it's made to sit in water.
Right. It's imported from Holland, one of the biggest yacht builders, marine industry there is. In Holland, I mean, let's be honest, America didn't win this war. Holland makes the best paint.
100%.
Yeah.
It's so hard to just, when we start getting to Faro Ball, we start getting into Fine Paints of Europe, and we're talking about it.
Yeah.
Guys, you just don't get it.
Yeah.
You really have to see it. And it's just a whole different level.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree. And now Fine Paints of Europe too, it's real easy for a lot of people just to think of Fine Paints of Europe as high gloss doors and that's it. With the Holland Lac Brilliant. But they're way more of a company than, high gloss doors.
Mm-hmm.
They make interior and exterior wall paint in all different sheens.
Yeah.
So really exploring those with the Eco Satin, the Eurolux house paint, the Holland Lac. They're a full line paint company and paint manufacturer.
Yeah.
So I like it. It's a little harder to sell for some people because there's not a lot of examples of it. And you can look online and find all the examples you want. But it's one of those products that we're kind of limited to the number of houses that we can actually send them to for people to see it.
Right.
Which is also a great selling point. You're probably going to be the only person on your street with a Fine Paints of Europe house.
100%. But guys, it's so worth it. You know, if you have the budget, I get it.
Yeah.
It's a very expensive product.
Yeah.
You're looking at usually a few $1,000s extra.
Yeah, just in material.
Yeah. But completely worth. And talking about those high gloss front doors, guys, when we talk about sheen, so sheen comes in percentage, right? And we're talking about how glossy it is.
Yep.
That Holland Lac.
It's that Mississippi accent coming out.
Yeah, I'm a good old Mississippi boy, but 98% sheen.
98. Yeah.
That is dang near a mirror.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah, you see yourself when that door's hanging up. Yeah.
And I really think best use case is it's a really great point as you're leaving the house to fix your makeup, check your hair before you're going out.
Yeah, one last check.
Yeah.
Yeah. But some people are doing entire rooms in it. One chain, ceiling, trim, bookshelves, doors, walls, everything.
Yeah.
And, the amount of prep that goes into a room like that, I mean, you're probably talking about, like a 20 by 20 room. You're looking at $25,000, $30,000 paint bill.
Yeah.
Not the material, but like the application, the whole thing, because everything has to be prepped to such a high level. Like if your mirror has an imperfection in it, you see it, and it's the same thing. You got to get your sheetrock spot on. You have to get your millwork spot on, and it takes a long time to get it to that point.
And everyone right now that's watching this video is going, who in their right mind would spend $20,000 to $25,000
right.
on one room to paint? You got to see it.
Because when you see it in person, it's magic.
It is.
You walk into it, and some words I can't say on YouTube, but that's what everybody says, you know, and it's completely different.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a stunning art piece of a room, of a door, whatever it is, when it's done in those kind of sheens.
And that's a really great way to put it. It's art at that point.
Yeah.
You know, even the front doors, even the exterior of the house, it is art.
Yeah.
And it is absolutely worth it. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, it looks different. It looks like, yeah, it's special. Yeah, it's definitely an art piece. So, but really, what other paints do we got? I mean, there's a ton of paints. I mean, let's be honest. There's some boutique stuff as well, like some lime wall paints, Roma Bio for exterior brick, another mineral paint.
You got Locks on XP, you got Command, Advance. I mean, we could go down the list of, these are the ones that I think are more commonly used, more commonly known.
Yeah.
And the ones most people are going to have to make a decision in between.
Right.
So, you know, I think we could spend 3 hours just talking about the rest.
Venetian plaster.
Oh, Venetian plaster.
Oh, it's so nice. And that's the next thing, too. It makes fine paints of Europe look cheap.
Right.
Marble walls, you know.
Someone's head just exploded because we just talked about a $20,000 room, and now we're talking about more expensive. Yeah, those are for those very special use cases.
Yeah, yeah.
But
that's when you're trying to make that magic.
Yeah, that's a whole nother video, Venetian plaster. But
yeah, I mean, I think that's it. I think we covered it. As you know, in conclusion, Duration's still not our favorite paint ever made, but Super Paint and Latitude are great products. Emerald's a great product. Regal Select, can't go wrong with it. Aura, phenomenal product.
Gorgeous.
And then everything up from there. So,
but guys, I mean, if you've got a paint that if you're going through the process, you're trying to figure out, you know, if I should use this, if I should use that, put a comment below. We'll make a video on it, at least make a short on it, just to help you guys out.
Tell us why we're wrong about Duration.
Tell us why we're wrong. We can discuss. But yeah, I mean, any questions, guys, please throw them down in the comments. That's why we make these videos, so that we can give you guys as much knowledge and experience that we've gained over the years with these products.
Yeah, for sure. And if you're listening to us on the podcast, check out the YouTube version of it and our YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button, the like button, leave a comment, and yeah, we'll do our best to respond to it. So, but until next time, appreciate you getting to this point. So yeah, y'all be good. Stay safe. See ya.